Every table we make that's also a dining room table and a coffee table comes with this full set of hardwood leaves that cover up the top to make it an actual dining or coffee table. The hardwood leaves have little spring tensioners in them, so they naturally expand and contract as your wood naturally expands and contracts depending on the humidity of the season. In order to get the leaves out, there's a little ejector rod, and you pop that little rod up, and it pops up the first leaf so you can actually remove the leaves. And of course you could take all of them off. Every single table, of course, has these. Inside the table is what we call the game vault, and there's a sheet of acrylic in the game vault. We use a suction cup to lift, and then you can put your board game, map, grid, hex underneath, and that's a wet dry erase surface. So you can actually keep score on the table, you can actually mark damage, you can write, if you go to pause your game, you can write who's where, what turn, who has what turn, and then you can actually cover up the table, and basically it's all set and ready to go for the next time you want to play. And I'm also going to hook a rail desk on right here. So if you do want a desk that is not stored inside the table, the rail desk is a feature that you can put on just about any one of our tables. And once again, locking, very important, because this one's heavier. And so a rail desk just installs like that. And it can come with a shelf or not. The shelf is handy for a couple of books or a couple of manuals. And then, of course, space to put your extra game supplies or a large plate of nachos that is down and away from the surface, because you don't want to accidentally spill food or drink inside the table while you're actually playing a game. On the end of the emissary, this particular one was built with drawers on the ends and rails on the sides. This would be normally a standard player drawer if there was nothing inside it and was only storage. This one, however, is called a GM's drawer. When you flip it open like that, it gives the GM a privacy screen. There's also a pencil holder here, or it acts as a very efficient book rest as well. I'm now going to show you the Rift, which is one of our two coffee tables. This one is a 2'4" by 3'2" Rift. What you're seeing actually in this is a fabric inset. This fabric inset is sitting on top of that acrylic layer I showed you earlier. It's completely removable. If you want to play a board game or a card game, it's much easier to pick pieces up off it. And then the signature piece of the Rift is actually this little shelf down here. This shelf is actually a secret storage compartment. So you lift it up and there's actually 3 inches of storage down there. And we have a foam inset for Wii controllers in there for this one. Of course, those are kind of a la carte depending on what games you play. This table comes in 16 different sizes, and you're seeing it here currently in cherry. It does, of course, have the rail system on it, so you can have cup holders. This piece right here is called the Keep. The Keep is a very large display and storage cabinet, kind of like the geek version of Grandma's China Hutch, I want to say. So you have an interactive display up top with asymmetrical shelves. We work with you to find out what you're going to store in it, so we make sure that the shelving is asymmetrical for you, because you don't want flat shelves, which basically makes it a very staid look, and then your eye doesn't move around the piece. But that's one of the things our valets talk to you about, in making sure that you get a very, very interactive piece. And then it also has storage drawers or flat file drawers in the Keep. So the top 2 drawers are 2 1/4 inches deep, and the bottom 2 drawers are 3 1/4 inches deep. And the very bottom of it has about 1 foot of storage underneath the entire cabinet. You can get just the storage spot or the storage and the top of it as well. Alright, this table is called the Hoplite. It's our other most popular coffee table. 2'4" is what you're seeing here, full set of hardwood leaves on the top, a sheet of acrylic, and this one's upgraded to a bamboo base. The thing about the Hoplite is the way that you store is there is a drawer that comes out halfway on one side, and it actually goes back in and then can go out the same distance on the other side. So if you look at the other side of it, and we're showing you a lot of the controller inserts in this one. And rail system around the entire edge. It's a much more modern profile as well. Alright, this little piece is called Valet, and it's just getting a facelift, so you won't actually see its facelift online yet until this fall, so sneak preview. What we are actually doing to change the lead is it was originally all comic book drawers, so if you open the drawers, they're for comic books, they fully extend. The drawers are 18 1/4 inches deep and have a backer board so that however full or not full the piece is, your comics are fully supported. So this is the smallest version of the league that we do. This could be all comic book drawers, or you can exchange 3 or 4 comic book drawers for 3 flat file drawers. So of course flat file drawers are wonderful for storing artwork. These are also 3 inches deep. So that means that if you wanted to, you could also store miniatures or terrain in this, or bins, which go on lovely on our rail system. So you can store actually all sorts of things in flat file drawers, and now it's actually a mix and match. So each size of the league, there are 6 sizes, comes in 3 different configurations, which you can actually see here. So either all comic and half file, or all file drawers. We have here the Geek Chic bench, which is sized to fit whichever table you want. The interesting part about the bench, it is a fully removable lid. So you take the lid off and there's storage inside. You can decide if you want bins to come along with your bench, or you can decide not to get bins with your storage. Next we have, this is the Alexandra Codex. The Alexandra Codex is our modular storage piece. The Alexandra Codex comes in 16 different sizes, and the interesting part is it comes empty, so it doesn't come with any of these drawers, and you can add the drawers on as quickly as you would like. So for example, this is a comic drawer for comic boxes. The drawers all fully remove, and because these drawers all fully remove, you can actually put them in any opening that you want. That is true as well of the double drawers. So the double drawers, of course, can come with storage. Can come with dividers. Triple drawers can come empty, or you can get dividers for them as well, which is great for storing different kinds of card games. But the great part about this is the entire unit comes out, so you can actually store it in any opening as well, the entire rack. This is the GM's Valet. The GM's Valet is a little unit that actually travels to the GM. So when you're setting up on a table, you bring it up, and then it just kind of unfurls. We're using it here at the show, of course, for our storage purposes, but it has a desk up top. It actually has a file system in the back. You can have a single letter legal, double letter file, or a letter and legal file, depending on the size of GM's Valet you're interested in. It comes in 6 different sizes. It has little dividers here that fully remove, so depending on what you're looking to store. And then you can actually close the unit up. And it has drawers, so storage drawers, which come completely open, but we've custom divided them. And then on the very bottom is where you would put your library. So they are fit to have a little bit more space for standard manuals. And as a little bonus, the rail system's also in the side, so you can hook on a cup holder or a dice roller.